Toronto is revamping its vacant home tax after a bumpy rollout earlier this year. City staff introduced a slew of changes to try to make the process easier. We have municipal affairs reporter Shawn Jeffords to break it all down for us. Shawn, first, take us back to the spring and remind us what happened with this vacant tax and all that hubbub at City Hall about it.
Well, Dwight, in short, it was a real mess. When the vacant home tax rolled out last year, in its second year, it created chaos for people and for city councillors who were trying to sort through the problems. So you'll recall that this was a tax that was created in 2021 to try to incentivize people to either put their empty home on the market or to rent it out. So it's a solution, or an attempt to create a solution to address the city's housing crisis. Now, that went awry when 167,000 homeowners were assessed the tax. It's 1% of their assessed home value. So here's Stephen Conforti, the Chief Financial Officer of the city, describing what went wrong.
We really didn't do a good enough job communicating the need for an annual declaration. I think that was likely one of the failings. I think in the second year, we no longer had direct mailings, was another change that you have seen from the first year versus the second year. There may have just been more program awareness in the first year as well, just given that it was a new program. So those are three of the major things that we would have seen. I would say that there were other challenges that we also identified through the course of our review. And all the actions that we undertook were not just addressing what was the difference between year one and year two, but were there opportunities for other improvements based on all of the feedback that we were garnering as part of this exercise.
So, Dwight, the city reversed the vast majority of those charges, and Mayor Olivia Chow said the whole thing needed to be overhauled, and that's what brought us to today.
Yeah, it really did, because homeowners didn't know what was happening. They were really worried about this. So what is the city doing now, Shawn, to improve things?
Well, Dwight, it's going to be a multi-pronged effort that will entail a redesign of how you make your declaration and a communications blitz, where the city will reach out and really try to emphasize to people the need to make the declaration and how to do that. So the website is going to change. You can now phone in. There's a dedicated customer service team that will help answer questions and, frankly, allow you to make your declaration right then and there. So all of these efforts included with an advance push, so extending all of the timelines out, giving people more time to respond, is part of what's going on here today. Here's Budget Chief Shelley Carroll talking about why she still believes this tax is required and how it'll help address the housing crisis.
So yes, we have acknowledged from the time the problem arose, you heard the mayor saying very clearly, we don't want this to happen to you again. We are going to do everything we can to fix this, because we do need to do this to create those homes. And so people will know that they are helping the city of Toronto put a roof over people's head just by doing this one thing every year at the end of the year.
So what you heard right there, Budget Chief Shelley Carroll basically saying this is going to continue to push houses back on the market. It's a lot more cost effective than trying to incentivize builders and, frankly, to build homes to address the housing crisis.
Yeah, when you have a crisis, it's hard to think about all these empty homes all over the city. Okay, so of course, Shawn, there are people who oppose this tax. What are they saying today?
So, Dwight, Councillor Stephen Holiday has spoken in the past about how this tax undermines people's faith in government. And, you know, other opponents of it have called it a cash grab. And the administrative costs particularly have come under fire. And those administrative costs are going to continue to rise as the city dumps more resources into this. You know, it does more work to communicate it to the public. The costs originally were around $3.2 million. Those are going to rise to about almost $6 million a year. And now, keep in mind, the tax takes in about $55 million. So critics are likely going to zero in on those figures and say, is this tax worth it? Is it giving you the bang for the buck when it comes to the effort and the staff resources that need to get poured into it? So all of these changes that are being discussed today still need to be approved by City Council, and that will come first to Executive Committee next week with Mayor Chow and her handpicked allies vetting this process, and then it will go to full council at a meeting in October for approval.
Our municipal affairs reporter Shawn Jeffords at City Hall for us. Thank you for this, Shawn.